thanks for coming down. A wee chat just about, we've had an excellent pre-season obviously, ahead of the season starting against Auchinleck Talbot on Saturday at home at Portland Park. So you've had 6 games of pre-season so far. How do you feel it's gone?
Yeah, it's been good. It's served its purpose. Pre-season's always difficult. I think particularly at this grade of football with holidays and everything else that comes with it, and we've picked up a few injuries along the way, and there's been a few come back from injuries, so it's been good to get the group together. And yeah, it's went well, obviously unbeaten, which is a positive, but there's been some great performances in there in parts of games, and there's been a gradual build up throughout that as well, starting off back at Keenan, which was a great exercise for us, all the way through to Albion Rovers there at the weekend. So we feel as if we're not far off ready, and we've got a couple of nights this week to make sure that we're fine-tuned ahead of the game against Talbot at the weekend.
As you said, unbeaten in 6 games, 5 wins, a draw against Broomhill, the media darlings, but 6 very good performances, different ones but good. Yeah,
and Broomhill was probably the pick of the bunch because they're a top side, and we went up there and we competed really well, come away, we were 2-1 down and come back to equalise obviously, and 2 each on the night. It was a great night, it was a great occasion. There were 470 odd fans there, and it was brilliant for a lot of our younger lads. You know, we've had to use a lot of the academy boys throughout pre-season, and that's been a real good thing for us, is the strength of the group. We've managed to use many, you'll probably know better than me, Richard, but we've managed to use many of them through the pre-season works, and they've all come in and they've done well. I think young Charlie, maybe even 15 or 16, so 15 or 16 year olds we're using. So it's always been the case here with Jimmy and myself that if you're young enough then you'll be good enough, and some of them have shown that throughout pre-season that they're good enough.
Yeah, well, as you say, there's 6 games we've played. 13 players in the youth academy have played in those 6 games, which is quite a start for pre-season, especially when we've gone as well as they have done.
Well, that is, 13's a lot, you know. I would have never said it was as many as that, so that just shows you that how well they're doing, and some of them have been brilliant. Young Jack Marks has been in through nearly every single squad since he's joined the club, so he's one definitely for the future. And I think it was important that we got the tie-in that we've got off the pitch as well, that I'm sure the club will touch on more, but it's brilliant that we've got that infrastructure now in place for young players coming through the academy, you know, and hopefully throughout the season they'll continue to impress in their own teams, and then obviously they'll ultimately get into our first team.
Yeah. We've got, as well as 6 impressive games, 19 goals scored in those 6 games, 8 different goal scorers as well. Sam Jimison obviously starting off how he finished last season.
He has. He's been electric again in terms of his goal return, and he's been leading the line really well. That front 4, obviously there's been different players in that front 4 at times with Gunnar and Josh and Kyle and Ben and Sam, but they've been really exciting. It's been good to watch. So hopefully they can continue that into the season. You know, started really well throughout pre-season. They look fit, they look sharp, they look hungry. So if they turn up and play the way that they've been playing, then I'm sure that we'll win more games than we don't.
You've mentioned a couple of them there. We've got 3 particular new signings in the summer. How do you feel they've gone so far?
They've settled in well. Logan at centre back, he's someone that we watched last year a few times and we really liked what he'd seen. I think there's a couple of bad habits in there, you know, but that's someone that we can work with, and he's a centre half. Obviously I played centre half for a long time, and there's someone there that I really like in Logan. He's assured on the ball, his passing at times is incredible. I know he's a terrific footballer, but it's just that nasty side of the defending that he's really fine-tuned in the last few weeks, and he's had a good pre-season. Kyle Gilroy, he's been electric up front for us. Again, we knew him last year, obviously watching Logan, watching Kyle at Bonneton for a period of time, and we know all his qualities, and I'm sure that once this season gets going, he'll be one that will really catch the eye, not just tune punters, but junior football, semi-professional teams galore, because he's a terrific talent.
That's 4 goals in 5 games from him in pre-season as well. Was a good start.
Yeah, and he's not played 90 minutes in most of those games as well, so his goal return's been excellent, but it's more the other side of the game that he's been brilliant at. He's came in, he's fitted in really well to the dressing room. He's a nice quiet lad, you know, we've not got many of them, so it's good to have somebody that's a bit nice and quiet. And then obviously Dale Burgess, the goalkeeper that we've signed from Beath, he's been absolutely magnificent for us, and since he came in he's just been a real consummate professional. I think we've seen that with the goal against Albion Rovers at the weekend. It was 3 different parts. He made a terrific save and then took a few minutes composure and calmed the game down, and then played an unbelievable pass to Kyle for the goal. So we're really delighted with him, and we thank the club for the support and going to make that transfer happen.
We've got about as hard a start as you can get. Obviously Saturday, Auchinleck Talbot multiple champions obviously coming to town, but that's what you're in it for.
Absolutely, and we ran them close twice last year, you know. But running teams close means that you finish 13th in the league where we finished, you know. So that's the challenge for us this year, is not to run these teams close, but to go and pick up points against them. I think the likes of Darvel, Pollock, Auchinleck, Talbot, the teams that are going to be up there next year challenging at the top of the league, we never won anything, we never took any points from those games at all last year. So I think that for ourselves, if we want to be going and improving on last year's work, which is what we all want to do, then these are the games that we've got to target to try and take some points from them. But what an occasion it'll be. I'm sure that the Talbot fans will come here and their droves like they always do and support their team, and it'll be a great atmosphere, and hopefully we can come out on top.
But a difficult August ahead as well. Winning Rangers, Clydebank, Blantyre in the South Challenge Cup, and our Drogheda Winton Rovers. Three home games and an away game to go winning. Yeah,
I think we've got quite a lot of home games at the start of the season in terms of the cups and leagues. So hopefully we can hit the ground running. You know, it's imperative that we get more punters through the doors to watch the team, and I think what we did really well last year is there was a lot of younger fans that came and watched us. So if we can get off to a decent start, then I'm sure that the fans will come, because it's so important. Obviously we'll touch on it later with the ground improvements and everything else, that we really get the community behind the club.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, the ground improvements, we've obviously got the really good news the last week or so that we've got the planning permissions been granted for floodlights, for a 7-a-side training pitch up the back, and for a new car park out the back as well. Yeah,
it's fantastic. You know, it's been a long time coming for a lot of the work that certainly the chairman and others have put in, and it's just a really exciting time to be a part of this club. You know, it's a special club for me, and getting into my testimonial season as well, and I just think that for us, if we want to be progressing off the pitch, then it's so important that we've got something to match that on the pitch, and hopefully that's my job with Jimmy and Marty to make sure that happens, and we'll carry out our side of things. And yeah, hopefully we can get the planning permission. Obviously the planning permission's through. Hopefully we can get the work done before the licence in March time. I'm not sure, you'll know better than me, and if we don't, then we don't. You know, that's a process that's going to be for the next decade or whatever for the club. So when it'll happen, but we have to be patient for that, and we have been patient over the number of years now. So seeing it come into fruition is a really exciting thing for the town, and hopefully the town can get behind us, and we can obviously put some really good performances on the park to make sure that they want to come and watch Troon play.
Great. Well, as we say, obviously Saturday, Auchinleck Talbot, 2 o'clock kick-off at Troon, so hopefully the supporters come down. Yeah, fingers crossed. You know, it will be a great occasion, and like I say, hopefully we can get the league start off to a win. It will be very difficult, as we're well aware, but that's why we're here. We hate to win football games, and hopefully come Saturday we can be on the end of a positive result. Fingers crossed. Thanks very much, Dino. Cheers, Richard.